Students, we have completed our poem Elementary Education at Slum. So we have discussed the poetic devices also. Let's discuss these questions. So question 1 is, tick the item which best answers the following. A, the tall girl with her head weighed down means the girl. You have 3 options and you know the correct one is, has her head bent down with shame. Why? Because I have told that she is older to that class in which she's sitting. Reason may be that she's got late admission into the class, she got admitted late into the school, or she had failed. So these two may be the reasons. So that is why her head is weighed down. Question second is, the paper seeming boy with rat's eyes means the boy is sly and secretive, thin, hungry and weak, unpleasant looking. Is second part, thin, hungry and weak. He is thin, that is why he is compared to the paper seeming. Okay, and then he is weak, obviously, that is why he is as thin as paper. C part, the stunted unlucky ear of twisted bone means the boy has an inherited disability, obviously, because he had inherited this disease from his father. And then D part, his eyes live in a dream, a squirrel's game in the tree room. Other than this means the boy is full of hope in the future, mentally ill, distracted from the lesson. So we would say that full of hope in future, I would say, because that is why he is hoping, that he would be able to roam like squirrel anywhere, freedom and freely. Then E, the children's faces are compared to rootless weeds. This means they are insecure, are ill-fed, are wasters. Rootless weeds, I would say, are wasters because nobody pays attention to them, nobody wants them around their world. So that is why I would say wasters. Okay. Now, question second. What do you think is the color of sour cream? Why do you think the poet has used this expression to describe the classroom walls? So I have told you sour creams means that pale yellow and that kind of color, so stinky color. So why my poet has used? Because to express the proper improper condition of the walls of the school, that they are not properly decorated, they are not properly managed, they are not properly built, and they are stinking, the paint is falling down. That is why these classrooms are compared as a sour cream. And the third is, the walls of the classroom are decorated with the pictures of Shakespeare, building with domes, world maps and beautiful valleys. How do these contrast with the world of these children? So these all are in contrast. Why? Because these children, slum area children, life or world is foggy. It is very far from the sunlight, and it is foggy, and it is dingy place, it is stinky place covered with fog, pollution, and they have a lead sky, they do not have a beautiful bright sky, and world map does not exist for them because they have never seen such beautiful things or such beautiful places around their world. So that is why this is a stark contrast between these two things. Okay. Then fourth question, what does the poet want for the children of the slum? How can their lives be made to change? Poet wants the beautiful future. They must have a beautiful future like any other child. They should get freedom, they should be free to run into green fields, they should be surrounded with the beautiful sky, with green fields, and they should provide a proper education, and they should treat properly. Okay, they must have a bright future like any other kid in this world, and their lives can be changed. The change can be made into their lives with the help of governors, governments, inspectors. They should come forward to help these children. Okay, unless until they are not able to get their freedom, they are not able to make their future bright. So you have to do these questions in your copy, do them properly, and try to write the questions in your own word. That will help you to answer them effectively. Okay, so after completing this poem, we will start our very first chapter of the third level from the book Vistas. Okay, this is very first chapter, the third level. So this chapter is also a very a tough, little bit tougher for you. You have to pay attention to this chapter. And let's start. What is there in this chapter? It is written by Jack Finney. Before you read, have you ever had a curious experience with others find hard to believe? So it is based on a curious experience of our narrator, which others are not able to believe in it. Why? Because he has experienced something beyond this world. Okay, he experienced some things which he only can see, he only can feel, and others would call him a psychic, because nobody ever relate to his stories or ever relate to his experience. So let's start the chapter. The president of New York Central and the New Haven and Hartford railroads will swear on a stack of timetables that there are only two. So the president of New York Central and the New York. So this is about the uh, railway tracks or railway traveling agencies. So this is a Grand Central Railway Station. Okay, so they will be, these Haven Hartford railroads, they will all swear on a stack, they will swear on a god that on the timetables that there are only two stations. Okay, so actually read and find out what does third level refer to. The third level refers to the imaginary third underground level of the Grand Central Railway Station. So Grand Central Railway stations only have two levels. Okay, but our narrator comes he experienced the third level also. That is why this chapter is named as third level, and this third level does not exist, it just exists in his imagination. That is why it is written that the presidents of New York Central and New York Haven and Hartford railroads, they will swear on God that there are just two levels, there is no level as such third level. But I say there are three. So our narrator is saying that there are three levels, because I have been on the third level of the Grand Central Station. So he's saying that I have gone to the third level of the Grand Central Station. Okay, so yes, I have taken the obvious step. I talked to a psychiatrist friend of mine, among others. I told him about the third level at Grand Central Station, and he said it was a waking dream with fulfillment. So he says that nobody is going to believe him that there is a third level, there exists a third level. So what he did, he just contact a psychiatrist who is his friend also. He told him about his problem, that nobody is believing him, but he has still seen the third level. And his friend is saying that that this is nothing, it is just a waking dream of yours, because of the fulfillment of some of your imaginations, or some of that world which you really want around you. So that is what you are dreaming with your open eyes.